So I'm going to record some sound effects into Pro Tools using an MBox 2. I'm going to use a contact mic. I don't have to worry about ambient sounds. And the thing about this is I'm not going to record this in sync. I'm not going to try and match it. So it's not really a Foley recording, because with Foley, you are trying to match sound effects to events on screen and record them. It's almost like a performance when you do it. With this, I'm just going to record a series of sounds, and then I'll edit them, and then spot them into place after I'm done recording. So the first thing I need to do is I need to specify where I'm going to record or what track I'm going to record into. But since I know these are going to be Metal Footsteps, I'm just going to go ahead and rename my track Metal Footsteps. Oops. And I'll say 01 for Prog, or just call him Prog, which is the name of the character. So just bear with me while I get my input-output set correctly. So for my input for this track, I'm going to tell it in number 2. So I would say in number 1, but I know that my input for number 1 is actually the voice that what you're hearing right now with my words. In 2 is where I have my contact mics pushed into. And I'm going to push this button to record enable. I have to check it now for level. And I can see it's set way too high. I can see that it's jumping all the way up and peaking. So I'm going to take my input to gain knob and turn it down. That's a little better. And I want to set it so that it is just around. I'm going to push things a little hot. I'll say -6. Yeah. And this actually, I'd want it ideally around -12. And in Pro Tools, what that means is between the green and the yellow is where -12 is at. But because I know that I can actually push this a little closer. Yeah, I'm better off turning it down, turning it way down. And if I needed to, I probably could engage the pad on the back of this or the attenuator to really knock it down. That actually is, I think, a better choice, because then it gives me better control. Okay, so I've got this track record enabled. The next thing I'm going to do is record enable the session. And in some editors, you would be recording as soon as you hit that record button. This just record enables the session, and it doesn't do anything until I actually hit play. Just for organization, I'm going to hit my return key and set my cursor to the very beginning of the session. And as soon as I push the space bar or push play, I'm recording. And I'm just going to record about 20 sounds. And I push the space bar and I'm done. So these look really hot, but what I'm going to do is widen this track and reduce the view. And I can see that they're a little bit better than they looked initially. They look really distorted, but I could tell by looking at my signal meter in this area over here that they never really got too high, so I'm okay. And now I'm just going to go ahead and play them back, hit the return key, and push play. And although we can't hear them in the room, I can see that they're playing at a pretty good level. So that's just doing some basic recording. If you're using a regular microphone, whether it be a shotgun mic or the small diaphragm condensers, which are the mics that I recommend for this first project, it would be the same process. Plug the mic in, make sure you have the right input selected inside of Pro Tools. Check your levels before you record it. Record enable, by recording enabling the track, and then record enable the session, push play, and you're off and running.